Do you like my YouTube videos? If you do, please leave a comment and actually click on the like button. And if you want, you can hit subscribe. That way you can stay up to date with all my YouTube videos. Hey, and go ahead and click that bell icon to be notified. Thanks. Take care, guys. Thank you guys for being a member of my reptile rescue family. Now, until Christmas 2020, I'm going to have a GoFundMe link in the description if you're looking to donate to help me buy some film equipment. Our family really appreciates it. Thanks. Take care. Hello, reptile family. What are we doing today? We are going to trim some nails on some turtles. And right away, people are going to be like, what? Maybe you didn't know you had to do this or things. But yeah, actually, turtles and tortoises sometimes, as pets, need their nails trimmed. And I guess I'm going to hit off first, right away, why you may need to do this. That's not obvious. Like, well, obviously we need to do it because their nails are getting long. But every time I show some type of care video, the question that gets asked a lot is, well, how does this happen in the wild? Well, and that's a great question. One of the big things, like with anyone, when you ask questions in the wild, is there's two things that are big differences. But obviously the difference is the environment between the wild and keeping them as your pet, and the diet. So sometimes, like with my turtles, you guys have seen, this is Kwame, our African side-neck turtle. But one thing in the wild is maybe in their tanks, in the water that they're in, they're going over a lot more wood, or when he's hunting for food, he's scratching wood open or scratching on rocks, or coming out onto, a very rocky terrain, which could be affected. And obviously in my tank, I do have one log fixture in there, but I don't have rocky, and on the top I do have tiles, but again, they're not like big rocks, so he's not sanding his nails down on there as much as he normally would. And then also the big thing is the diet. Remember, in the wild, they normally don't have a constant, high vitamin diet. So there's a reason why things as pets typically live longer as your pet than they would in the wild. We're giving them a constant diet. The diet's been specially formulated to them, or you're feeding them the best thing for them. So the vitamins that they get and the amount of food that they get is the best that they can get. So it also causes nails to grow, or shed, or shells to grow. And I was having trouble saying shed over shells. So there he is. He's always smiling. Hi, Kwame. So these are things that you need to think about, that in the wild, it just doesn't happen. But as a pet, it does. So we're going to take a look at his nails. We'll also take a look at Big Bertha's nails, and we'll see. And so normally to trim, you guys know the routines. I have special nail clippers. These have a straight edge. And if it's someone which is a lot better than depending on who you're cutting, the hook edge, because these get a nice straight cut. You can see where they're cutting. But depending on the claw of what I'm cutting, I have nail trimmers, cat claw trimmers, and up to big dog trimmers for big monitors. And with anyone that you're nail trimming, you're always going to observe the nail. I'm going to show you this hand here because it's here, and you can see that he does have really good wear on these back nails, but these front ones are starting to get really big and out of control. Now, hopefully, with the lighting, let me try to focus right there, you can see inside the nail, right about to where the top of my finger starts, that's the vein, where possibly you get too close to that, or for sure, if you nip that, you'll get a little bit of a bloody claw. Again, you can fix this easily with cornstarch, so it's not a huge deal. But you don't want infections and things like that. And with turtles, they are obviously in their water that they poo in. So, you're going to want to keep it clean. Let's see if I can focus here and zoom in. Oh, yeah. You can see the vein. So normally with turtles, their nails are clear like this. And you can get a really good, an easy view of where that nail is and where the vein is inside of the nail. And once you have that, it's just like trimming with everyone else, but with turtles, depending on how friendly the turtle is with you, you may need to wrap her in a towel, or him, because they'll put in. Kwame is super friendly. Look how I'm holding him. I'm petting him, holding his arm, shaking his hand. He's not pulling everything into his shell, but that's something you want to think about. So sometimes people will actually prefer that the turtle tuck their feet in. That way, that's as far as they could go, and then they'll kind of hold it there, and then they'll trim it in the tucked position. Whatever works for you guys, you need to be comfortable with handling your animal, and your animal needs to be comfortable with you handling it. That way, is it going to do, am I going to get ready to cut right here, and then it's going to pull its finger in, and I'm going to lose it, and I'm going to cut its face, or, its face is probably a bit drastic, but you know what I mean. So just like you would cut anyone's nail, you get your clippers lined up, get it to where it needs to go, and give it a nice little clip. This is actually really healthy for the turtle because you don't want their nails to get overgrown. I'm going to raise the camera up just a ton. And by a ton, I mean just a touch. So you do want them to be, hi Kwame, you do want them to just be the normal length. You don't want them to be bad for the turtle, too damaging, too overgrown where they could rip it out when they're doing something. So there is healthy lengths for the turtles. And some of them are just about the healthy lengths that they need to be. So I can go ahead and just take off, just the tip. And we're not doing every single nail on every single, just every single nail that he's got, which is really good. The other thing is for this one's really overgrown, the front on this one. The other thing, guys, is you're doing this for handleability too. When you hold your turtle, maybe you're just going to go and take off the hypodermic tips. That way when you pick it up, he doesn't shred you. Because a lot of times people will notice cuts on my hands. And those are from basically all of my lizards. If I fall behind in trimming their nails, it's not anyone attacking me. It's just when you hold them, like see how he's holding on here? It's just resting his arm there. He's just holding on with it. But if his nails had such hypodermic tips, those would break the skin. Even though he doesn't want to break the skin, he's not trying to break the skin. It's just we're fragile and they're not. So I'm going to trim one more hand for you guys here, and then I'm going to take out Big Bertha so you can see me trim her. By the way, not anywhere as easy as Kwame, because he's an absolute sweetheart to deal with. He's just a doll. I'm going to flip these this way because we're going on this hand. I'm going to get it lined up to where it needs to be, and I'm just going to clip. So he's moving his hand back a little bit. That was a bit of a hard nail. Line up. There it is. Line up. There it goes. Those two are good lengths. So I'm going to do his back feet, and then we're going to swap turtles. Guys, I've got Casey Jones here. I just wanted to show you when I'm not trying to get like super close-ups for the camera, and I'm just going to go by and just like bam, 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 bam. You can just line up and really quickly check out all his nails, trim them all super fast, like even on any turtle, and just move on. Like boom, those are the three that needed to be done. Okay, I got Big Bertha out. Now I'm going to check her out. And also leads me to a story. So when I first, not when I first got her, but the first time I was trimming Jubilee's nail, who's a painted turtle. You guys saw her. That's the one in the turtle shell. I was doing her nails, and it was in the summer, so I had my shirt off. I was sitting down, not filming, and I turned her around like this, and I had her closer to my chest as I was trimming my nails, and she bit and latched on to my my left side nipple. My God, that was the worst pain I'd ever felt in my entire life. And then I was like, what do I do? Do I yank her off here? Because I was pretty sure she was going to rip the whole thing off if I did. So I kind of just let her go, and she just fell onto the table. But there was no skin broken. There was no blood. It was just, man, it was pain. All right, Bertha. Let me just check. Now, you're normally pretty good at wearing your nails down. But she's super active. So what you can do with a super active turtle is you turn them into a turtle taco. So I'm going to take this shirt. I'm going to give it a tight wrap around her. None of this is going to hurt her. This is just an old work shirt. You can do it with a towel. And now you've got your turtle isolated and they can't spread out and do everything. And then you would just get to the one hand or 1 foot that you have to check at a time. So this is how you do it, guys. if you've got someone who's just feisty. And if they bite, like she bites out of fear because this is up in her face, she's just biting that shirt. It's not going to hurt her. It's okay for her to bite onto and kind of chew on it, and that's going to allow you to get your finger in, and like I'm doing right here, a little bit harder again because I'm doing it in front of the camera, and just check out her claws. They look good there. Perfect. You popped this one out. Good, because I left you some room. Let me get in here. These look pretty decent. There's a couple hypodermic tips on the front left, but those are going to be so quick to trim. So I'm going to trim her up real quick, and that's it. So thank you guys for watching how to trim some turtles' nails and when to trim their nails. Stay safe, everyone.